This must be the place. You're mine now, Spider-Man. Come on, open up. I ain't got all day.
Now who could that be? And who are you, young man? May I help you?
My name is Dr. Otto Octavius. I am looking for Peter Parker.
Oh, you're one of Peter's friends. How delightful. Why didn't you say so? Come on in.
Well, actually, I'm here to
nonsense, I
destroy...
insist.
Oh, what the...
And there's a picture of Peter when he was a baby.
Oh, he was so adorable.
Oh, my Peter. Such an odd young man.
Of course.
And here's a photo of me when I was younger.
Huh? Wow, nice.
What the heck? Doc Ock in my living room? What's going on here? Aunt May, what's he doing here?
Hello, Peter.
Now, Peter, that's no way to speak to your friends. Friends? The last time I seen Doc Ock, he was hanging me off a bridge. Run off to bed, and no dinner for you. Aunt May.
Good night, Peter.
Yeah, whatever. Now go on, Otto. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah, like I was saying, we need to improve on octopi and human relations.
Absolutely.
I mean, feel me one time.
Eight-legged freaks, got those. Motherly advice, got that too. It's the Marvel Comics, Spider-Man, Doc Ock, and Aunt May 2-pack.
Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to FIGG Nooten's Figures. It's your guy FIGG Nooten, and we're back today with another figure review. Today it's the Marvel Comics Spider-Man, Doc Ock, and Aunt May 2-pack. What an interesting combo we get here. I know a lot of people were kind of wondering, why do we get these two figures together? I mean, it's Aunt May, it's Doc Ock. I know what Hasbro's doing. They're trying to stretch out this line, as far as they can by kind of giving you a lesser wanted figure here with a highly sought after figure like Doc Ock and kind of forcing your hand to go pick this thing up. Well, I took the bait, and I can only imagine how Uncle Ben feels knowing his old lady's cooped up in some box with this villainous guy here. He's got to be rolling in his grave, but don't worry, Uncle Ben. We're going to bust her out today, buddy. We're going to take a quick look at the box. You can see the background and the streets of Manhattan going on there. We get the Spider-Man logo up top. Here on the side, you get kind of this artwork. Here on the back, you can see some more of that artwork. And we actually get a look here at the figure, which looks nothing like the artwork that we get on the front of the box. We're gonna see what's going on there. She looks really worried. We're gonna check out these arms on Doc Ock and see if they're bendy. Are they flexible? Do they fall off? Are they great? We're gonna see. VHS style artwork here on the side, volume 1 and 2. And so with no further ado, guys, go get you some freaking wheat, man. Bust out those 80s retro shades and let's take it back to the streets of Manhattan with the Spider-Man, Marvel Legends, Doc Ock, and Aunt May 2. Alright, so here we go, guys. It's my first look here at the figures, and I'm really impressed with the Doc Ock. I love the way the suit looks. Really like the silver paint that we got on the back for those arms. I don't have them in right now, but we will have a look at them. One of these figures is a lot scarier to me than the other one. I'll let you guys guess. Let's take a look at those accessories, and then we'll jump in for a closer look. So let's just do a quick run through of those accessories. Doc Ock comes with 2 fisting hands. Fisting, fisted, whatever you want to call them. And then Aunt May comes with 2 fisted hands as well. That's going to do it for her accessories. And then we get the arms, of course, right? They got this really nice silver shiny paint to them. And they are very flexible. I was wondering just exactly how do these work. And anytime you see those 2 holes, probably safe to assume that this has got the bendy wire in it. It feels nice and sturdy. You can bend them quite easily in the opposite direction they come, and no problems there. So I really like these. You can see kind of the little claws they got going on there. There's no other paint on here besides this, but I don't believe there were any other colors on the claws anyway. So here at the other end, you get like this peg that you're going to insert into the 4 holes of the back of Doc Ock, and you got to be careful when you do that to really push them in nice and snug. You'll know when you're in there. Believe me, guys, you'll know when you're in there. And from there, I mean, you can just kind of mold and pose the way you want. I will say these do add a lot of weight to the back of the figure, and you may have some trouble maybe standing him up. Let's go in for a closer look. Have a look here at the Doc Ock figure. This guy, he stepped on the scene for the animated series about 20 years ago, maybe more, and he was really ahead of his time with the Stilo, because look, he was rocking the Edgar, guys, 20 years ago. He's one of the Edgar forefathers, and you can see the mold here on the top of the hair. It starts here in the middle, goes all the way down. done pretty nicely. And then with his shades, he's got the purple paint here to kind of accent the reflection. That looks pretty cool as well. He has like this band that wraps around the head. It's not exactly sunglasses, it's more like some goggles. As far as the expression on his face, he's got this like Denzel Washington Thiz face going on here. You can see the eyebrows peeking out from the sunglasses, and if you cover up the hair, it almost looks like he's doing his best Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator 2 impression. That's a cool head sculpt. It's the only head sculpt we get, so we gotta live with it. One thing I will say about the neck on this figure, it's kind of leaning more to the left here on my figure. It almost looks like he's trying to look like behind me to see like what's going on over there, you know, and you could see the gap here. I don't know if it's like that on everybody's figure, but that kind of bothers me a little bit. Moving down to the armor, it's nice, bright, and yellow. We get some orange paint accenting everything. You can see some of the sculpt here on the abs for his suit. You get some more of these horizontal lines here on the outside of the legs, not really on the inside. Some more orange paint going down the boots. Not too much else going on with the suit. It's pretty simple. These rectangles here in orange with a little bit of the trim on the glove. Here on the back of the figure, you see this box he's got that like kind of controls all the tentacles. It's nice and shiny. It's the same color. You would think it would be a lot more mechanical controlling something so intricate. All in all, I think he looks pretty good though. He's gonna look good with the rest of the figures. I like the way this pops out. Let's go ahead and have a look at that Aunt May figure. All right, let's have a look at that Aunt May figure, guys. This is very interesting to me. Okay, so with the Spider-Man retro carded figures, you know, what I found is some of them look very similar to what we get in the cartoon, and then some of them look accurate to the comic, but they're all part of the same line. For example, that Peter Parker that we got, he didn't look anything like the Peter Parker. We know what Peter Parker wears. He wears that freaking teal polo with those blue jeans, and that's nothing like this figure. And then we get Mary Jane coming out. She looks spot on, right? We get the Dr. Lizard figure, which look more like the comics than the cartoon, but then we get, you know, figures like Jameson and Scorpion that are spot on to the cartoon. And then we get stuff like this. I mean, this guy over here, he's spot on, right? But what about this? What is this? I mean, even looking at the box, I mean, we got it out of the box now, so let's just have a look. And I know what Aunt May looks like, guys. I know what she looks like. You're not gonna fool me, Hasbro, with these shenanigans you got going on here. This looks very realistic, right? Let's talk about the head. She looks very worried. She looks like maybe she's getting sick. I feel sorry for Aunt May. She's worrying me with that look on her face. You know, you kind of want her to cheer up, but I know she's smiling. She has some kind of pain here. You can't really see it. I don't know. It's so small. It's speckly to give her age spots on her face. Some very slight wrinkles. I mean, the molding is good as far as the wrinkles. Look at that. But is this really how we want to remember her? The eyes are sprayed on pretty good. I mean, from afar, they look good. From up close, it looks really creepy. I'm just not a fan. Baby blue coat here. She's got a tie, a purple tie under there. This is like a kind of a soft, rubbery skirt she gets here. It's all the way down to the knees. I mean, the clothes are spot on. If you took the head away and showed me this, I'd be like, wow, that's a decent body there for Aunt May. Here at the feet, she's got some purple shoes. Looks like some light heels going on down here. Here's a look at the back of the figure. The hair is molded nicely. I mean, that looks really good. Take a look at that. All in all, I don't know what to say. I'm glad we got that Doc Ock. I'm glad that dude kicks ass. Let's have a look at the articulation. Let's have a look here at the articulation on Doc Ock. His head can go down about that far. Not very far at all. Head can go back about there. Full 360. Let's take a look at the tilt. It's pretty good. It's just on a ball joint. No neck hinge or anything. His arms can go up about this high before they run into the armor. There is a cut here at the bicep. He has double jointed elbows. There's a hinge here at the wrist, and you can spin it all the way around. I believe he's on a ball joint here at the waist. Nice little side-to-side action, full 360 here. No diaphragm joint or ab crunch or anything like that. I really wish we could have got that. I don't understand why we can't. The legs can go up about this far at the splits. He can kick forward about this high, kick back about that much. He has a cut here at the thigh, double jointed knees, hinge down here at the ankles, and it does have some ankle pivot to it. We already went over the tentacles. Those are quite bendy. Let's have a look at Aunt May. Okay, for the articulation here on Aunt May, Aunt May's head can go down about that far, move back about that much. She has a hinge here under the ball joint of her neck. The arms can go up about this high, single jointed elbows. There's a hinge here at the wrist, full 360 action. No kind of articulation as far as a diaphragm joint or an ab crunch or anything like that, but she can spin around here. Double jointed pinned knees, a hinge down here at the ankle. There's no kind of a pivot to it or anything. The legs remind me of that Jean Grey X-Men figure, but if you get her in the right position, I believe you can get her to stand up just fine. You just got to get those heels nice and flat. That's going to do it for articulation. Let's do some comparisons. Okay, so for our first comparison, we have the Hammerhead figure from the Spider-Man animated series next to Doc Ock. These guys look pretty good next to each other. I got so many of those figures from that line still on card. I haven't busted them out yet. But I think now that we got the Doctor here, I'm ready to build that display. Let's have a look at a couple more. Okay, so for our next comparison, from one Doctor to another, we got the Dr. Lizard figure here, Kurt Connors, next to Doc Ock and Aunt May. These are two classic Spidey villains. You gotta have these guys in your collection. Let's have a look at these figures next to some Spider-Man. Okay, so next up we got the Spider-Man Cell Shaded Edition. You can see the difference here with the paint for sure. I don't exactly like the way he looks next to the other figures from this line just because of the cell shading. By himself, he looks great. But with the complexity of his paint here, and the simplicity of it here on Doc Ock, it just doesn't mesh well. Let's have a look at a couple comparison. We have Wolverine from the X-Men animated VHS line. The scale with these figures is pretty accurate. Wolverine's kind of a shorter guy. He's always shorter than everybody. One thing I have noticed while doing this review is that the arms here on my Doc Ock have slowly fallen down. I've tried to raise them up over and over and they still keep finding their way. So I guess they really don't hold their shape as far as vertically. Maybe some bending here on the side, but other than that, you can kind of see they're just gonna kind of sink to the ground eventually, as one's doing. Okay, moving on, we got another Saturday morning villain. These guys were really rocking the shits for Fox Kids. We got the Apocalypse figure next to Doc Ock. He's got a pack in the back controlling some stuff. Kind of similar paint scheme you see here on these figures. It's got a little bit of mold, but the paint's rather simple. Kind of has variation almost in the exact same spot. Even getting more of the detail kind of there on the facial sculpt. That's going to wrap it up for comparisons. Let's jump into FIGG's final thoughts. Okay, so for my final thoughts on the Doc Ock Aunt May 2-pack, it's pretty clear cut. One's hot, one's not. One rocks and the other can kick rocks. I love how the Dr. Octopus looks just like he did in the cartoon, and the tentacles look really nice, super shiny, but they do tend to lose their upright position after just a while. The other accessories we get are only a pair of hands, so there's not much there. Plus the articulation, it's quite limited in the neck and midsection. As for Maybelle Parker, this was a disaster. Super limited articulation. I mean, I don't expect to see Aunt May doing parkour, but I couldn't even get this figure to sit down. Literally no accessories, and I mean, we couldn't even get a crochet set or a picture of Uncle Ben. She's super hard to stand, and of course the head sculpt is a big thumbs down. As for the price, the duo retails at $54.99 plus tax plus shipping. So you're looking well above $60 when it's all said and done. With that in mind, I'm going to give this 2-pack a review rating of 6 out of 10 figs. Don't forget guys, Spider Week continues here on the channel with the Spider-Man 2 figure coming up next. Look, sure hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button for me, and also make sure to subscribe for even more reviews. That's gonna wrap it up for this one, but as always, thanks for watching guys. We'll see you guys next time. It's your guy, FIGG Newton. FIGG Newton.